university pays you to go back to your country and recruit students, it's a really cool thing, right? It's like a dream come true for every student. Like everybody's still trying to figure this out, but you kind of cracked code back then, if I may say.
No, I was saying that sometimes it's just not about the talent you have, Raghu. It's also about the people who are observing you. They need to have a vision. So you might be observed by a lot of people. If there is no vision, that talent is useless because it'll never be utilized. So it's a blend of a lot of things. Yes, I cracked it, but I didn't know I was cracking it.
I think that gets to my next, like, I wanted to ask this further, but since you bring it up, so there's a famous quote which I believe in. recognizing Recognizing a talent is itself a bigger talent than having a talent, right? So I
Oh,
was not close to you.
absolutely.
I was never, I mean, I wouldn't say never. I was just like an acquaintance to you, and you had way like closer
Yes.
friends in some of them were your roommates. And back then, when you think of Land of Lay, everybody were helping their first acquaintance, like our first friendship out. I was like probably in the third circle or something. And for me to get a call from you saying, "Hey, I'm thinking of you as the next guy who, once I graduate, someone to take my position." First, I thought you were pranking. Second, I thought you were messing around with me because I thought it's gonna go for, I don't want to take out names. I thought it was gonna go out for someone else because in my house, I was a party house and everybody were talking almost like, oh yeah, Shumit is gonna go, he's gonna give me the job and stuff like that. So I'm like, I never thought that. So how does that happen? Like one is you kind of answered like, recognizing talent, but also how did you overcome that? Okay, I'm not gonna take someone else who's my close one, but I'm gonna pick. I hope that I was the right one. I think so. But how do you make that decision?
See, to be honest, you have to recognize the role that you're looking to get someone in, right? I had played that part for quite a bit of time, and I exactly knew the kind of peers that we are going to have in that particular department. We needed someone who had a blend of Indianness, but as well as an international outlook. Someone who would not be overtly opinionated, but have it when it is needed. Someone who would like to have a balance between parting as well as doing serious work. Someone who can make sure, because we are outsiders, right? I mean, we are to United States. So if an Indian has to be recommended, he's probably carrying that bag of someone who's going to represent the whole community at some point, because that's how generalizations are made. So keeping all these aspects in mind, this is where we kind of came in, right? And that's where I realized that I have to be impartial, the first thing, because that in itself was a test for me as to tomorrow when I have to recruit people, for example, how am I going to be impartial and not going to be biased towards X, Y, or Z, right? So I had been observing because I knew someday I'm going to graduate and this position is going to open up. And if I'm kind of leaving this position, I would prefer to have someone, um, probably coming from my country, to be still associated with international recruiting, because there are so many people coming from India. Yes, you would need an Indian flavor to that whole team. And that's where I had been observing you, the way you carry yourself, the kind of posture you have, the way you speak, the tone of your conversation, Raghu.